It's Friday, time to kick back and talk music. Today is a mailbag segment. I got a bunch of really cool stuff here, including an artist who's new to me, and she has the most amazing voice. All that and more coming up next. Before we get into the stuff, I got a couple new t-shirts in the Channel 33 RPM store to show you. I actually had 4 potential designs, and I put a poll up on the Channel 33 RPM community tab and asked you guys to choose which shirt should be the next design. There was a clear winner, but really there were 2 designs in the forefront. So I kind of both made up, and these are now in the merch store. We got Cartoon Frank. Keep on Spinning, Channel 33 RPM. We got this one. This is the Looney Tunes, Frank. Keep on Spinning, Channel 33 RPM, and Technicolor and stereo. So shout out to the people who made this shirt possible. My friend Jason Sampson, Sampy in Australia, did the Frank cartoon. It's been around for a while. And Adam from Pollution Lake Media here in Winnipeg, who does all my t-shirts nowadays, finalized the design and put both of these together. So there you go. If you're interested, check out the Channel 33 RPM merch store, link below.
Love vinyl? Tell the world with a Channel 33 RPM t-shirt. Check out the Channel 33 RPM store today.
All right, as I said, a lot of really cool stuff to show you. This first one's an artist I was not familiar with, Eva Cassidy. And the person who sent this to me didn't want me to reveal his name or talk about him. He said it's not about him. He sent this just to promote this artist, which is fantastic. I'm constantly impressed with the passion viewers of this channel in particular have for artists and for music, and really want to share that with the world. So thank you very much for sending this. And Eva's voice here, man, it just blew my mind. This album is called I Can Only Be Me. It was released earlier this year. So Eva, genres in music are like jazz, folk, and blues. If you've never heard of her, she died in 1996 of melanoma, of cancer, at only 33 years of age. And her voice, man, soulful, beautiful, powerful, larger than life. She was American. She was from Maryland. On the evacassidy.org website, it describes her voice as soul-stirring, and I definitely have to agree. So again, this is her most recent album, and I find it interesting where, from what I've read and what I can tell, she is now more popular than when she was alive. When she was alive, I believe she released 2 albums, and since her passing, there have been 9 albums, including this one. So this was done in collaboration with the London Symphony Orchestra. As I said, it was released earlier this year, and it charted. It charted at number 9 in the UK, on the UK album chart. Let me show you this. It's an audiophile pressing. Sounds fantastic. And in here it explains the whole history of this record. Through this new technology, they were able to extract her vocals from existing tracks. And then they got the London Symphony Orchestra involved. And the orchestra performed music under her voice. And just that combination of the orchestra and her majestic, her almost angelic voice, man, her soulful voice. As the description said, her soul-stirring voice. There are so many standout tracks on here. I love her version of People Get Ready, which was originally recorded by The Impressions and written by Curtis Mayfield. A great cover on here of Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Tall Trees in Georgia by Buffy St. Marie. Just really good track listing, really classic, timeless songs on here. And as I said, it's a 2 LP set. It's very beautiful pressing. It's got paper inners. It would have been nice to come with anti-static inners, but it is what it is. If you can see there, this pressing is beautiful, immaculate, not a scuff on it. Both records are like that. So thank you very much, person who does not want to be identified, for introducing me to Eva Cassidy. Great album. Thank you so much.
channel 33 RPM.
All right, next up, this arrived in the P.O. box. It was a total surprise. This package came from Robert Patrick. Let's do the note first. I always love the note. He said, I hope you enjoy this copy of the Lemon Sherbets. Sherbets. A new band from the UK, released on 7A Records. I don't know why I have a problem with that word. Sherbets. I prefer sorbet, but sherbet's good as well. Sherbet. Favorite tracks are The Magical Mr. E, Down the Rain, and Between the Two Smiles. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Also hope you like some of the other items I included. So he talks about the Lemon Sherbets. I may be butchering that. Sherbets. Here's the album. I dug it. It's modern power pop with obvious nods to the Beatles. It's got the Beatles vibe. It's fun. It's upbeat. Timeless pop-inspired tunes. So let me show you the record. It's always fun checking out indie stuff, right? We all know the major label artists, but it's cool to discover the indie stuff and see what else is going on in the world of music. So that is this one. This is the Lemon. Man, why do I have so much problems with this? The Lemon Sherbets. This is a solid gold scrapbook with Dick Bartley. So this is a radio program on vinyl. And back in the day, they would send these to radio stations across the US, across North America. And they would play these. This was radio programming. This one, it's got the date on it. It says 1987. It says for radio station broadcast only. All rights and ownership reserved by the United Stations Radio Networks. Sale unlawful. I love this, man. So if you're not familiar with Dick Bartley, he was a well-known American DJ who had several syndicated oldies shows over the decades. And he retired just recently in January 2022. I just love these radio records. They're just so cool. And this is sort of, a cheat sheet, I guess, that comes with the record. And this is for the radio stations. And it talks about all that's on here. So the date for this one was November 16th, 1987. And the theme of this show was It's About Time. So on this record, you have Dick Bartley talking, you have commercials baked right into the record, and then you have a bunch of songs, and all the songs pertain to time. That's why the theme is called It's About Time. So it has things on here like Out of Time by the Rolling Stones. Scott, does anybody really know what time it is? By Chicago. It's got Rocket Man. I think it's going to be a long, long time by Elton John. So you get the idea. This is a lot of fun to listen to. It brings me back to the day at my parents' place, them listening to AM radio. It's just a really chill kind of record. I really enjoy listening to it and brought me back to that time. So thanks very much, man. And there were a couple more things in there from Robert. This is the Fonzie's Favorites. I do have a copy of this, and I'm assuming that's why Robert sent it to me, because he knows I'm a fan of the Fonz and of this record. Of an Australian pressing, I think of a Canadian pressing. This is a still sealed US pressing from 1976. I haven't opened it yet, but it has this stand on the back where you can actually take it, fold the stand out, and it'll stand up like this on your shelf or wherever, so you can have a picture of the Fonz. So huge Happy Days fan. I grew up watching this. Well, in 76, I was 3 years old. So by the time I started watching, it was probably more so in syndication, but absolutely love Happy Days, absolutely love the Fonz. And he also sent this over. This is a test record, an audio observation obstacle course, a trackability test record for stereo cartridges. So I haven't used this test record yet, but it comes with all the instructions. And here's the record itself. These used to be really popular back during the golden age of vinyl. You don't hear about them as much anymore. But I'm definitely going to put this one to use. The record is in beautiful condition. It's a great way to help set up your turntable. So this is awesome. Robert, thank you a ton for sending all this stuff over, for introducing me to a new band, for taking me down memory lane with that radio broadcast and the Fonz, and for sending the obstacle course record as well. An audio obstacle course. I dig it all. Wasn't at all necessary, man. Was not at all necessary, but I really appreciate you sharing this stuff with me. Thank you. So I got this in the mail from my friend Chris. Chris in the UK. He also has a YouTube channel. I'll leave a screenshot here in the link below. Gotta check it out. Chris posts videos about vinyl pickups. He's into rock, classic rock, that kind of stuff. And he sent over some really cool things, including this book by Jeff Collins called Rock Legends at Rockfield. And the cool thing about this one, so it's signed. So this is awesome. It says, "To Frank, enjoy the tales of rock history made in Wales," signed by Jeff Collins. So if you're not familiar with this book and Rockfield, it says here, "Get your backstage pass to the world-famous Rockfield recording studio in Wales, where rock history was made several times over." This book, it says, features frank and funny interviews with the artists and producers who recorded there and studio staff. It says the book reveals the fascinating stories behind some of the world's best known and loved rock albums and records, including Oasis's What's the Story, Morning Glory, Queen songs including Killer Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody, and Motorhead's first recordings. So I have not had a chance yet to dive into this book. There's Brian May there. Some really cool stuff. So I plan to read this in the coming weeks. I've just been so busy. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I look forward to it. I'm a music nerd. I love music history, and this book is totally right up my alley. It's a bonus that it was signed by the author. And Chris also sent me some cassettes, including this single of Liam Gallagher's "Come On, You Know." We got a UK version of Def Leppard's "High and Dry." And we have a UK version of Pyromania, both fantastic albums. And he also sent me this. This is the soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Awesome Mix Volume 2. I was actually surprised by this. This cassette, in the United States alone, sold 19,000 copies in 2017, making it the best-selling album on cassette tape in the US that year. So a lot of fun tracks on here if you're familiar at all with that movie. Stuff like Surrender by Cheap Tricks, Father and Son by Cat Stevens, Flashlight by Parliament. Goes on and on. A really fun compilation to listen to. So this is awesome. Chris, again, thank you, man. Not at all necessary, but I really do dig it, and you know me well. This stuff is all absolutely up my alley. And by the way, Chris, just a couple weeks ago, turned 40 years old. So on behalf of all of us at Channel 33 RPM and all the 33ers watching this, welcome to 40, man. You are now officially over the hill. Happy birthday. Cheers. All right, 33ers, let me know what you thought of today's episode in the comments below. If you dug it, I would appreciate a quick thumbs up. We'll be back again in a couple of days. Till then, keep on spinning.